I think everyone can agree this was the worst one. Because, except for the ticks, you just had to wait. Probably everyone just let their computers overnight. I honestly expected something better from this game. Just because of the fact all you had to do was AFK. This game deserves the last place. Just like Restaurant Tycoon 2, you could mostly AFK. Which is what I did. I left my PC overnight. But since you could do other things to speed it up, it is better than Restaurant Tycoon 2. But the reason it is so low is because they sold a pay-to-win Tix radar and a double points Game Pass. So it gets the 15th spot. Following things up with Adopt Me. The worst part is, they absolutely cooked for the hunt. But for the classic event, things turned out bad. As you had to wait so long for tasks to appear. So you basically had to AFK most of the time. Except when you had to find the ticks. Speaking of which, I had to use a tutorial. 'Cause how are you supposed to know there's a hidden door in the store? So yeah, it gets the 14th place. Now we have something similar to Adopt Me. Because in the hunt, Bed Wars quest was great. But they were too lazy to make something original in the classic event. So they used one of their already existing game modes and made you play it. The worst part is, the quest is impossible to complete with random people. You must find a team on their Discord server. So most kids won't be able to complete it all. That's why it is 13th. Another game with a Fortnite Battle Pass. Honestly, it didn't surprise me that this quest was bad. The devs are absolute cash grabbers. Which was already proven in the hunt. And now proven again in the classic event. The worst part is, they used the classic event to create a new battle pass and to promote it. But not gonna lie, the boss battle was cool. So it gets the 12th spot. Now is where it gets okay. If you knew what to do, the quests were simple. But if you had already played the game, and you already have some troops, then you could do it much faster. And the boss fight was anticlimactic. Since there really wasn't even a boss fight. And also the quests were long, but you could play with friends, which is what I did. Now this game was good, bad, and long. It is good cause it wasn't necessarily hard. And it was pretty chill compared to other games. And I luckily had a pretty good dragon already. Which if you do, the quest is easier and faster. It was bad, cause I would have expected like a custom classic map for this game, where you collect the eggs. And they sold a pay-to-win egg radar. Just like Driving Empire. And it was long since you had to do the same thing 5 times in 5 different maps. Each map being longer than the previous. Okay, so I don't know why, but a lot of people liked this quest. But I didn't really like it. First of all, how are you supposed to know how to change environments? I had to watch a tutorial just for that. Then, why are some ticks in dark environments? Like I understand the classic one, but why dark? Also, the quest wasn't find 10 ticks and 5 tokens. It felt like you had to find 15 ticks. You were meant to find 10 ticks and do quests for tokens. Not find 10 ticks and find 5 tokens. But at least they made new maps. Okay, now similarly to Dragon Adventures, you had to do the same thing, but this time you had to do it 15 times. But doing it once didn't take that long. And for the ticks, I would have preferred for them to already be on the map, and not to have to get a token to unlock 2 ticks. But it was pretty chill, and basically an hour break. But I don't see how the quest was classic. A classic scooter and maybe classic customers. But apart from that, nothing classic. For this game, which was the easiest one out of any, was okay, but also kinda bad. The ticks weren't even hard to get. Except for that ticks inside the literal furniture. How do you know that you have to go through it? But okay, the map is small and so is the lobby. So they couldn't be very hidden. But the obby was pretty good. And it didn't take too long. So it deserves 7th place. Now we enter the good games. And for Gunfight Arena, I liked the quest. As it wasn't hard, just long, and the ticks weren't hard. And there was also a glitch with the explosions. You could kill yourself with the bomb and the rocket launcher. You could also kill all players very easily. But they were all mainly bots, which ruins the fun. But this isn't the fault of the game. For our top 5, we have Tower Defense Simulator. Now I'm not a tower defense guy, so I didn't really like it. And I also had to use a tutorial for the last 3 maps. But the devs put a lot of effort into it. And at least they gave you presets, unlike Skibidi Toilet. And the ticks weren't hard to get. And even if you never played, you can do it easily. For our number 4, we have Bee Swarm Simulator. Just like Tower Defense Simulator, the devs put effort in the quest. The task was really easy if you had good teammates. And if you played the game before, it doesn't give you that much of a help, but still a little. And the ticks weren't hard to get. But one of them glitched for me. And I had to get it twice. But it doesn't matter since it also happened to me on Blade Ball, not Bed Wars, so overall one of the best ones. For our top 3, we have Arsenal. It is no one's surprise that Arsenal is in the podium. They've always cooked in any Roblox event. Just like in the Hunt and in the Classic event.
You blew his brains out.
They pretty much did the same thing in both. But the Classic event one was retro, and the Hunt one was futuristic. But both were really good, and the ticks were fun to get.
Excellent.
It's even better with friends. So it gets the 3rd spot. For our top 2, we have a Dusty Trip. This is the best game in the Classic event. The quest is really good and not hard. They give you infinite food and infinite fuel. And the tasks are amazing. As someone who has never played this game before, I can say that it was awesome. And the boss fight at the end is really cool. So it gets the 2nd spot. Even though it's not really a game, you could get tokens and ticks, so it is considered one. And it is the best one out of all the normal games. Twin Atlas did a really good job on making the hub. Everything is perfect, nothing is wrong. But the boss fight was also anticlimactic. Just like Toilet Tower Defense. And there was no ending prize like in the Hunt. But it was still better than the Hunt. It's crazy to think the hub was better than the games. It's really shocking how good it is. So it gets the first spot.